Alrighty, hello everyone, welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today, we're just going to be painting up some of the Elder Scrolls minis. I'm a massive Elder Scrolls fan, and when I found out there was a game, well, I wanted to get straight into all of that, so here we are, painting them up. But if you're there in the chat, say hello, let us know what hobby you've been working on. How's your hobby been going for you all? Love to hear from everyone. We're just going to be painting up these Elder Scrolls, and hopefully we should have some back reps up of these pretty soon. Because the game is pretty darn cool. I think the minis are really true to what they look like. These Stormcloaks just look awesome. They look like they're straight out of the video game, which is exactly what you want from this sort of thing. Branston, hello mates. Hope you're doing well. How are you this evening? But yeah, the minis, they really just look like they're straight out of the video game. They look awesome. There's a great range of them. So I've got the Stormcloaks, the Imperials, and the Bleakful Barrel Delset, which comes with a cool little female Dragonborn mini and some Draugr and Skeletons. So I've got everything I need to start playing some games. And I've got more on the way. I've got a new size mat, which is a 3x3 mat coming from Mithras, who, of course, helped me out with everything like that. Absolutely fantastic company to get mats and all that sort of gaming needs through. Done all the base coats, we've washed them, so now we're just layering everything up, bringing all those nice lights back to them. Mini up again. So there we go. So this is the new Elder Scrolls Call to Arms. Well, not new. Elder Scrolls Call to Arms. Elder Scrolls miniature game. And then I've got, where is she? The female Dragonborn is pretty cool. Bit of painting while you're on a work meeting, cool, nice. I mean, working from home is awesome, yeah. I mean, that is the sweet spot right there. Being able to work from home, being able to paint some minis while you're home, while you're working. Pretty good combo there. Yeah, we're hoping to get these painted up soon. Well, hopefully in the next couple of days. Look like your next person. They're really nice minis, man. I was really impressed. So there's a resin and a hard plastic quality set of minis. I don't think you need the resin ones. I think the hard plastic quality is really solid. It's GW plastic quality. I think the detail on them is great. I'd just be going the hard plastic ones, and I'll continue to probably keep going the hard plastic ones now. So I don't think there's any need to go and get the resin ones. Yeah, they are really fun minis. I've been enjoying painting them. So I've got these, and then I've got the base coat and the wash down on my Imperial, so I've got to bring them back up with some layers and stuff like that. Get onto them. You got cool Rayloff here as well. So you get like all the notable characters you have in Skyrim, like so the starter Imperial and Stormcloak sets. So the starter set for the Stormcloaks has Rayloff, which is the Stormcloak you originally flee Helgen with, or you've got Hadvar, who is the Nord, which you flee with from Helgen. Like the two dudes that you get to choose from in that initial sort of choice. Do you go with the Stormcloak or do you go with the Imperial? It's pretty cool. And then they've got like General Tullius and Legate Ricker and Ulfric and all those sort of characters, which is really cool. They released one of the Dragon Priests, was really nice for it. I think, what do they just put out? They just put out, so the latest stuff is a Dark Brotherhood faction and a some Dwemer for your delves, which is pretty sweet. Brett Martin, you swore you wouldn't have a pile of shame when you started a couple of months back, and now no one's allowed in the spare room. I mean, that's sort of how it goes, man. Spare room is my games room. Like the games room extends all that way. There's a 6x4 gaming table that way, and like a massive wall unit that contains all my painted minis. Besides the ones behind me, but there's like 7 or 8 2,000-point armies of Age of Sigmar sitting over there. And there's a lot more of those that are unpainted. It is sort of how it all just happens. Bob Van Emmerich, same. I mean, it's not a pile of shame. It is a pile of potential. That's what I like to think of it as. Pile of potential. It's potentially painted miniatures. That's what it is. Yeah. How has everyone been? I hope you're all doing well. Yes, because it's a different sort of grey. That's totally, again. I mean, and it's not gonna. I mean, it's not gonna stay Celestial Grey. It's gonna be something else, isn't it? Apologies if the coughs come through. Just getting over the flu. It's been a fun past week with the flu. Eventually, yeah. See, it's eventually. Yeah, so I'm slowly going to get all our Imperials brightened back up. As we did all their silver, all of that got washed down. Gone for like brown washes over the entire minis on these just to make them look that sort of ragged, worn look that you get from the Elder Scrolls. I don't want them to be too bright. I don't want them to be too like black. You want them to be really earthy sort of tones. Sort of dirty Elder Scrolls look that you get. Charlie Lindmark, hello mate, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Just painting up some Elder Scrolls minis tonight. For the Elder Scrolls miniature game, which is pretty sweet. Yeah, get that film in. I have just gotten over the flu myself. It is not fun. But yeah, it has been a crappy couple of days dealing with that, but we're on the mend. It's got like a lingering cough left from it, which is annoying. Just the flu, by the way. Just the flu. Not COVID. We got the test. Do not have COVID. $7 months, and you have 2 2K armies and 2 1K. Nice. Yeah, it doesn't take me much. I mean, like with the latest like Cruel Boys and Stormcast release, I've got 2. Like I already had Stormcast armies, but I got a new 2K Stormcast army and a 2K Cruel Boys army now out of nowhere. Yeah, the Cruel Boys one went down significantly, and the Stormcast one actually went up. It's almost like 1,500. It's like 1,400 and something points of Stormcast in that box set, and like 900-ish points of Cruel Boys. Back in 1 second. I'm just going to turn my heater off in this little room as it's getting way too warm. Got a tiny little floor heater and it heats up the room so quick. It'll be cold out here and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, bam, freaking furnace. Yeah, so I'm really keen to try this Elder Scrolls, well, give this Elder Scrolls a proper run. A lot of stuff I've viewed online seems to be focusing on the Delve mode, where I'm really interested in the PvP mode as well. I think that'll be fun. Hence why I got the Stormcloaks and the Imperials, so now I've got 2 armies for it. Where we can now sort of do some games on the channel. So, having done that, we need some Kate. So we need Kislev after, but we need Katie and Fleshstone and some Screaming Skull. Opens. Katie and Fleshtone and Screaming Skull, which is not closing for some reason. It's just crap all on the close much better. It's got a couple of horns on the helm of this particular Stormcloak here. We just need to do the tippy highlights. I think Scumdrek is awesome. I think is it Scumdrek or the one? I think the normal boss is the better one. The one that makes you do the extra mortals. The mortals on the extra mortal on the 6s is really cool. Breaker boss is really sweet though. Like, he's a good little missile that's going to go kill something. He won't necessarily survive much though, but he is a good little missile unit. Sort of shoot him out and go do his thing. Now I'm just going to pull up this. But Need some Scrag Brown next. Just following my little painting guide on what we're doing. Scrag. But yeah, I think the new Cruel Boys hero, he's pretty sweet. The one, not the named character, the other variation is a really sweet model. Alright, so now I need to find my Scrag Brown, wherever that is. Oh, would you look at that, right at the top there. Lovely. Now we're just gonna paint in. Layer up. A little pattern on this. Yeah, so what hobby have people been working on anyway? What have you all been painting up lately? Or building? Or buying? Painting and some writing. Nice. What have you been painting lately? Oh, Necrons, awesome. I do have a box of Necrons I've got to paint up at some point. I've got the half of Indominus. I've still got the entire Indominus box unbuilt, untouched. I've opened the packaging, at least. Got that going for me. I've opened the packaging. I've looked at everything, but I haven't actually done anything with my Indominus box. Skaven, nice. I am a big Skaven fan. Skaven, another army. I've got some sort of half done there. What Skaven have you been painting up, man? Once I've finished these Elder Scrolls minis, we're going to try and get these Emperor Spears finished. I've just got the Dread and the Inceptors to do before some quick basing on them. And then I've got that Carrot Force to paint up, which probably actually jump in before the Inceptors. And that just because that's for my local Path to Glory campaign. I'd like to get that painted up. So you can see, wrong way. That little Caradron army there, 1,000 points KO to paint up. Oh, nice. Some Warps here, Screaming Bell. Awesome. I got a ton of clan rats I got to finish up. Made the silly mistake of painting white Skaven. Well, white cloth for my Skaven. It'll look nice. It's like white cloth, blue armor. It'll look good in the end, and that's what it's all about. That end product will look sweet. I'm happy with it. Yeah. I'd say the contrast is really good at doing that, spraying them and then doing multiple layers of the contrast is really good at getting a yellow. I did that for my Gloomspike Gits with all the shields. I painted them white on all their shields and then layered yellow contrast over it a couple of times and came out a really nice strong yellow tone. Apologies. Yeah, try the yellows. It's really solid, man. It'll get you some good coverage. A white or the bone spray, really good at the bottom there. And then, yeah, doing... GW, it depends where you are in the world at the moment. It depends whether your stock is going to be good. I know the US is having massive stock issues with GW. Australia currently is as well. And the EU's obviously got all this issue, like GW stock issues. Australia and the US have their own issues, like internally within those two countries. Still trying to clear up around their warehouse where it is, and in the US, and Australia is currently in lockdown, so that doesn't help. And then obviously the EU is struggling because Brexit and all those sort of things. They're just having major stock issues all over the world. Which sort of sucks because it's like, well, I want my stuff, but also it can't be helped. It sucks. I do have something really cool for these minis. So anyone who's played Skyrim knows all about red and purple wildflower, mountain flowers. Red and blue mountain flowers. So I got some mountain flowers for my bases. And then the white one, the lightly coloured one there, looks sort of like tundra cotton. I'm trying to figure out your name. You are Mr. H. Hansy? Yeah, Mr. Hansy. Hansy? Or Hinsy? I don't know. Mr. H. We are painting some Elder Scrolls miniatures today. Some Stormcloaks on the painting desk. Which are pretty sweet. Also, if you're there in the chat, please don't forget to drop a like on the video. It helps other people come find and hang out and hobby with us all and chat with us all while we're here. And Thunderhawk Blue, wherever you are. There's the final sort of highlights for my cloth. So I can find it and know it's in here somewhere. There we go, Thunderhawk Blue. And so yeah, we're just finishing up these Stormcloaks. We should be done with them tonight, and then we can start working on the Imperials. Yeah, so hopefully on the channel we should have Elder Scrolls coming up soon. We should have 40k will be hitting the channel soon. Obviously, we're going to have Age of Sigmar and Warcry. Thinking of doing an Age of Sigmar skirmish. We should have Warhammer Fantasy coming up as well. I've got to paint some armies for that. No worries, Brett. Have a good night, mate. Like I said, don't forget to drop a like if you are watching and coming and hanging out and hobbying with us. Helps other people come and find us. Simon, hello, by the way. I'm picking up some Elder Scrolls minis tonight. I've got Rayloff of Riverwood, or Rayloff of the Resistance, whatever you want to call him. Yanomamo, as I said, I'm painting up some Elder Scrolls minis. So this is Rayloff. If you played Skyrim, you would recognize Rayloff at... so the starter sets for the Imperials and the Stormcloaks that you get have the two dudes you exit Helgen with. You get the option between the two of them from Riverwood, Rayloff and Hadvar, which is really cool. Are included in those two starter sets. There's Hadvar as well. Quality is really good. So I have resin miniatures as well. I went and got the hard plastic ones. I would say they're equal to GW in quality of plastic. The plastic is just as good as GW plastics. The detail is really great. Perhaps maybe not as, I guess, customizable and not... Thank you very much, Brett. Yeah. It helps everyone find... The more people like this, the more people... Especially when we're live, it really helps do the numbers when we're live. But yeah, I would say they're equally as good as, unlike GW Plastic. It's really, really solid stuff. I was really impressed. And then, yeah, painting them, they're full of detail. These are really nice minis. There's something to be said for painting non-GW miniatures. Don't get me wrong, I love Age of Sigmar and I love 40k miniatures. They're absolutely amazing and stunning. They're crammed full of detail and they look amazing. However, that's the one thing that I'm talking about. They're crammed full of detail, and while that looks amazing, it does make painting of a lot of miniatures sometimes a rather long process. With something I found in either the Lord of the Rings or these Elder Scrolls minis, they're much more laid back. And it's really nice to paint like a really detailed mini, but it's not got quite as much going on. It's simple, but yet effective. If that makes sense. Which has been really nice. I really enjoyed painting my Lord of the Rings army. I did that one really quickly, and I'll probably go back and do some highlights and some layering on that to make it look a little bit nicer. But it looks solid enough, and I painted that Lord of the Rings army up in a day. I've pretty much painted up 5 Stormcloaks in a day, and I'm doing these to probably, I would say, a higher level of painting than what I normally do. But yeah, they're really nice minis. The game is really cool as well. So the game has 2 modes using the same system. So it has both a delve and a PvP mode. So delve mode is like a dungeon crawl, very similar to like Warhammer Quest style. While the PvP mode is cool. And what I like about the PvP mode, from what I've seen, it has like wild enemies in there as well. So you'll be playing I'll be playing Stormcloaks, you'll be playing Imperials, we'll be having a fight, but there'll also be some Frostbite Spiders and some Draugr on the battlefield while we're playing, which is really, really cool, I think. Yeah, I've been really happy with the minis. They're really cool. I've got my Stormcloaks almost done. Got the Imperials. They'll probably be done next. And then we'll start working on the Dragonborn mini and the Bleakful Barrows Delve set we've got, which contains a cool female Dragonborn mini. She's pretty cool. So like a female take of, I guess, the iconic sort of one. And then it's got some Draugr. So it's got 3 Draugr with great swords. It's got a Draugr, like a restless Draugr. and 3 skeleton archers, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I'll pop up a how to play video, and we'll have some battle reports coming out for it, both in Delve and PvP mode, on the channel soon enough. No worries, Charlie. Thank you very much for popping in, mate. Don't forget, as I said, pop a like as you leave if you haven't already. Thank you very much, mate, for coming and hanging out. We'll see you again next time.
Going back to my detail brush from the Army Painter, and with this, just need to get some on the palettes. But you'll notice I'm not actually watering it down, which is perhaps somewhat unheard of for me. But what I want to do with this is almost dry brush it onto the miniature, and if I thin it down too much, it'll go a little bit out of control. So we just need to get a small amount of this, and when it comes to applying it to your miniature, what you do is kind of poke it at the fur texture like this. So this way.
Am I off mute now? I must have double tapped it one of the times. Like I said, I've been sick. I blame being sick and being bad at doing my thing. That's what I'm doing. I'm blaming being sick, the sickness. Hope you're both doing well, though. Thank you very much. Painted some cool Elder Scrolls minis tonight. I've run a couple of different ones, Rust Belt. I think tune. So for me, I'm enjoying the Paladin army, so I'm generally running, like, yeah, I'm generally running Vindictors. Though I've tried everything. I'll probably do, yeah, so for me, Battle Line's been like 2 Vindictors to hold objectives, but then it's been like 3 units of Paladins. So that's been my Battle Line layout. Nice. He's not bad, the Night Judicator. He's got a place. But yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Nah, we're too far up north. Apparently, like, the other side of Adelaide felt it, but I'm like the furthest part of Adelaide away from Victoria, so like I live right up north in Adelaide, so like you go 15. If I go like 15 minutes from my suburb, we start hitting bush. But yeah, I heard it was a bit of a doozy in Melbourne. Magnitude 6 or whatever it was, which is no little one. That's a decent one.
I'm only caching the raised deed.
Oh, itchy foot. But yeah, I've got some cool flowers. So anyone who's played Elder Scrolls knows all about mountain flowers. So we've got a purple and red mountain flower, yellow mountain flower for those who've played and discovered that. And then I've got these wider ones here that can be cool for like tundra cotton. They're from Shadow's Edge Miniatures. Cool tufts. I get them over from the US. Need some Baneblade Brown. But yeah, pretty substantial. It seemed like there's actual like building damage. Hey man, well, I mean that's why I picked it up. Like, dude, I still spend way too much time in Skyrim. You can get lost in that game still. Like, there's still times where I'm like, I still find missions and stuff in Skyrim that I didn't know existed. It's great. And still is one of the best games. And like these minis are really, really cool. But yeah, the minis here are like fantastic recreations of Skyrim. They look awesome. They recently just brought out Flame Atronachs, Frostbite Spiders, Dwemer Spheres, Spiders, Centurions, and Ballistas. Which is pretty cool. We've of course got like, and Dark Brotherhood just came out with the latest set for the game as well. You've got the Initiates, and then you've got all the characters. The only ones you're missing from the Dark Brotherhood now are Cicero and the Wolf from the Dark Brotherhood. Yeah, no, the minis are really cool, man. Game's pretty sweet as well. So it's the same core system for a PvP and a dungeon crawl mission. So you can play every model that you can use in PvP can be used in a dungeon crawl, and not only that, but the dungeon crawl as well. On top of that, can be multiplayer, or solo play. PvP also has the adversaries in the world when you're playing. So if you're playing like Imperials, I'm playing Stormcloaks, there'll be like Frostbite Spiders on the battlefield as well that attack anyone, which is really, really cool about it. Need some Gorthor Brown now. Find it. Gorthor. Nah, they're just going to re-release Skyrim again for the new systems. No idea. I've given up on the video games. I've got a miniature game now. I'm more than happy with Elder Scrolls. If I've got miniatures, this is a whole new world of Elder Scrolls to explore for me. Of which I am really excited. They just released a dragon as well. So they've got a dragon for Elder Scrolls, and boy, oh boy, does that mini look sweet. And a dragon priest. Yeah. Until that game is out, I have no interest in buying a new gen console. Be a cool time to be in the miniature game as well, because I think the miniature game will get like, I think they'll hopefully have finished their Skyrim launch by that time, and then we'll probably get miniatures for the new game, which will be sweet. Yeah, so all you need, so first of all, the cool thing about it is the core rulebook is a standalone product, so you can grab that. You need that to play. And so the core rulebook contains all the tokens and everything you would need to play. There seems to be a lot of tokens when you first open it, but that can easily be replaced with treasure and objective markers, which they do actual models for as well in chests and all that sort of stuff, which is cool. But you need that, and then if you grab the Bleak Falls Barrow Delve set, you've got enough for the Delve mode, the one-player mode. And then from there, you can pick up anything you want. To play a game with you and your mate, you will probably need to pick up both the Imperial and Stormcloak starter set, and that'll give you enough to play a game against each other with two people. And then from there on, you can pick up whatever you want, because even those Imperials and Stormcloaks you pick up to start with, they can be used in Delve mode as adversaries or as allies in Delve mode, which is really cool. So anything you pick up can be used in either one. They just have different purposes in either game, in either style of play. And it uses the same rule system for both Delve and PvP. Which is really, really cool. So if you picked up the core box, the Bleak Falls Barrow Delve set, the Imperials and Stormcloak starters, Stormcloaks and Imperials, you've got enough for... if you picked up those four things, you would have enough for ages of play, like hours and hours of play. Like that would be enough for like delve upon delve. Additionally, if you didn't want to do the verse stuff, like you say, your nephew, if you don't want to play the U versus I and you want to play a delve mode together, you could pick up the Bleak Falls Barrow set, and then there's the Adventurous companion set as well, and then there's a like extra adversary packs, like there's a Droga champion pack as well, which would be really cool to pick up. So the Adventurous companion pack has a few of the notable characters as well that you'd be familiar with. So some of the companions you get in it. So Mjol, the Nord lady that's like hustling down someone who owes her money in Riften. You've got the archer that you meet in the archery shop in Whiterun. You've got the Argonian that follows you around. You've got, pretty sure you've got the Khajiit, the one from the caravan that you helped get his moon amulet back. You've got him that can follow you around as well. You've obviously got Hadvar and what's his name? Ralof, the two dudes you start off the game with. Which is really, really cool. Yeah, there's a cool bunch of minis. I mean, that's a big reason I want to do more stuff of it on the channel, because it doesn't seem a lot of people know about it. It's Skyrim. I feel like more people should know there's a miniature game of Skyrim because it's a massive world. Yeah, it can be like, you can literally play Skyrim on the tabletop. That is the idea of what the creators of the game went for. They want you to be able to feel the style of the game on. And so stealth archers are really good. You can totally be a stealth archer. And like the verse mode is really cool as well. It's like 5 to 10 models a side. Like 10 models is a big game. Probably more likely like 6, 7 models. I think 200 septums is about the base size of the game, and those starter boxes give you about 150 septum. I'm definitely going to look more into like the PvP mode and start doing stuff for that on the channel. Because everywhere I see they're doing the delve mode, I think PvP's definitely got something to it as we get more factions released into the game. Because at the moment, playable factions are obviously Imperial Stormcloaks. You've got Adventurous, which is a really cool faction. So that's generally your Dragonborn leading a party of adventurers. And then you've got the Draugr now have rules for a warband, like in PvP, which is pretty cool. And then we've just got the Dark Brotherhood as well. So, there's 5 factions at the moment, and we're 2 releases, 2 major sort of sets of releases in. I think that's a pretty steady sort of pace of new factions. Like I said, the minis are really cool. They're not overcrowded. They paint together really nicely, and they do justice to the world. They really are solid minis that really give you a look at the game. Like, I should have these Stormcloaks finished tonight. And so I'll post up some pictures of the Stormcloaks for everyone to see. But like the yeah, so they just got released in the latest one. So you've got a like acolyte group, which is just ran a bunch of assassins, which is pretty cool. And then you've got the main, like you've got the leader one, which contains all the major characters. So except no Cicero, and the werewolf dude's not in it. I would assume Cicero's got his own release coming at some point, surely. And the werewolf dude's probably going to be an individual model release, I would assume, just because he's going to be 2 dudes, and he would require some unique rules. But like you've got characters, so you've got Astrid, you've got Babette, you've got the Red Guard dude, you've got the last Shadow Scale. Yeah, you've got all those other characters from the group, which is pretty cool. I have not. I've heard good things about it. I am all into trying out more games. Like, that's something I really want to push on the channel. I mean, it's a big reason why we're going to have like the start of 40k and Lord of the Rings and Elder Scrolls that will be coming onto it. That's why Warcry started up. Like with 40k, I can assume you're going you can assume you're going to see, kill team won't be far behind 40k, really, will it? If I've got 40k armies, I've got kill team armies. Now we'll have Warhammer Underworlds up on the channel soon. Like, plan is to get more and more games up, continue to do the same sort of content we've been doing for Age of Sigmar for other games as well. So start, like a lot of beginner focused, how to get into armies, things to do with your favorite models, that sort of same sort of thing we do for all those for Age of Sigmar. I want to bring to more games. I feel other games deserve it. Like my whole thing with wargaming is everyone assumes when we talk about getting into a game, everyone assumes what is common knowledge, and it might not actually be common knowledge. I'm looking forward to potentially seeing a Thieves Guild set of miniatures. I reckon would be really, really cool. Like Brynjolf as a character. I found painting these has been really nice. It's been a nice break from Age of Sigmar and 40k minis. I'm really interested in Marvel Crisis Protocol as well. We've heard nothing but good things about that game. No worries, Wolf Wars. Have a good night, mate. Yeah, I mean, that would be sweet. You want the Nightingale armor. Even I just think of all the cool minis that could come out of an Elder Scrolls miniature game. Imagine Forsworn. I think Forsworn would look awesome. The Dwemer stuff looks as cool as you think it would. I really like the Dwemer minis. Yeah, Moon Knight. Yeah, I did see someone painted up an awesome Moon Knight mini on Twitter the other day. Looked absolutely amazing. Yeah, like, imagine all the cool things that could come out of an Elder Scrolls miniature game. You start thinking about like like Forsworn and Falmer. Like, there's so many cool minis that could come out of that. Dwemer stuff looks awesome. Like, I've only just released Frostbite Spiders. I've only got Flame Atronachs at the moment, but I'm like Frost Atronachs, Frost Sabers. Yeah, Moon Knight could be cool. I sort of struggle to keep up with like the Marvel movies now. Just I fell behind, and I'm that far behind now that I just don't care. I don't get time to watch TV shows. I get too bored sitting down for that long. Doing like just watching something. Can't just sit and watch something. It's probably the ADHD kicking in there. That's why I enjoy like painting. Painting gives me something to do. I've heard really good things about Loki. It's a matter of if I'm going to do something like that. It's yeah. These are starting to come along now. It's pretty sweet. I'm very good. Sure am running those Paladins and Knights Excelsior. They hit like a truck when they're on 2s and 2s. Protectors are especially good in Decimators if they can get into something that's a large unit. 2s and 2s with 7 attacks each, Ren 2. They will do the work. Yeah, Scions of the Storm all the way. Yeah, Knights Excelsior is so much fun, man. Now we're just doing a little bit of Kislev Flesh highlighting, just to bring out those last little bits on the skin. But we're pretty much almost done. I've just got to check what color hair these two characters have for the Stormcloaks, because like it's Rayloff. I want to make sure he has the right color hair. It's been an interesting one, like painting like minis like these that like are actual characters. Enjoy making sure like characters like them are sort of correct. The miniatures are on 30mm bases as well, not 32s. Alrighty, let's just have a quick look up and see what colour Rayloff's hair is. What's it? Cool 12. Okay, cool 12 images. Blondes. All right. So both the characters are blonde. That makes that easy. I've got a cool blonde scheme saved. So we start off with some Xandri dust is the first colour we need. It's only primer, man. Don't stress too much. Now, what are you doing? Are you priming to like a color? Is that your worry? Is that you're worried that you're priming to like a color, and your two spray cans won't match? It does happen. I wouldn't stress about it, man. What you can do is when you're done. So what did you say you're painting? Necrons, yeah. If you dry brush the color over them after you've primed them, yeah, it is just it. Paint is not an exact science when it's made. You will get bashes that have slightly different colors. I wouldn't stress too much about it. It's Necrons, man. I mean, it's easy for me to say. When like colours are that close together, I don't notice anything at all. So while we wait for that to dry, we're going to dry brush up these bases. So we've gone for a brown base. What we're actually going to do is we're going to dry brush a green over it. So to start with, we're going to do our first dry brush is going to be Deathworld Forest, which is like a really browny green. So you can make your bases look really nice, even when they're just like sand. So this is just PVA and sand, and all we're doing here is we're going to dry brush in patches to sort of give the visual appearance of different things on our base. So yeah, we're just using the and so now what we're going to do is we're actually going to get a grey and paint up like we've got a little bit of stone on the base. So we're going to get some Mech Standard. So we're just going to do a little patch of grey. On each base. And then you would get a little bit of Elysian green. This is a really vibrant green. And lastly, just after that green, we're going to go get a little bit of yellow. Over the sunset. And lastly, we need a little bit of lighter grey, so we're going to need a little bit of Dawnstone. And this is just spot patching, spot dry brushing all over the place with different colours, brightening those colours up with a little bit of lighter dry brushes, and it really looks nice. And we'll put some flowers down and we'll be done our Stormcloaks. When I can find my Dawnstone. Where are you? And Administrator. Dawnstone. Nope, the horror. Dawnstone. Dawnstone. So yeah, then we got a little bit of Dawnstone. Probably need to use that brush now. And with that, put our wash onto our hair, which we need Rifle and Flesh Shade for. Now we'll get some tufts. We'll see if these are still good. I think I've had an issue with these before. Yeah. For some reason, these tufts are dead. Might have got too hot for them. So, what have we got over here for some basing? Let's have a look. I'm going to do a little bit of PVA work with some static flock. Where's my tool gone? Where has my texture spreader gone? No, it's an open table when you play in delve mode. I'm trying to remember, where did I put my texture spreader? I had it. I hate when I lose stuff. Well, I'm just going to use one of these crummy brushes as a texture spreader. So yeah, it's like an open. Yeah, you play on like a full map when you play the dungeon crawl, which is really nice. And it's like activation zones. It'll be like a dungeon. You'll lay out like a dungeon. It'll tell you how to lay out certain maps, but you won't have like an explorator deck like Warhammer Quest. Now that that's done, we can go back and do our final highlight of Screaming Skull to do our blonde hair, and we are done with our Stormcloaks. Alrighty, so last little bit. No worries, mate. Catch you later. I'm about to finish up anyway. Alrighty. Thank you, everyone, for coming and watching. Stay safe, everyone. Stay well. And most of all, keep fighting that war against the great